Welcome to another inspiring edition of Inspiration with Felix, Dadzie. I trust you are having an amazing time. Well, today I am in the office of a great man, and he's a great man by all standards because he has defied the odds in life, politically, in terms of business, and also in terms of his social life. He's an inspiration to a lot of young people. And today we get to talk to him on defying all odds. We'll be finding out how he's defied odds to this level, forming a political party in Ghana that has become one of the talks in town in terms of politics. We'll find out how he has gotten to that level and how he has been inspired to this level. I have with me here no other person than Dr. Hassan Ayariga. Welcome, sir.
How are you?
I'm good, sir. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
This is my first time meeting you.
That's great.
All right. I've been watching you on television,
Okay.
and I've been hearing you speak some words that I should say very educative, but I'm privileged to see you today.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
All right. Well, on inspiration today, we want to ask you what has inspired you to this level of life, sir?
They say charity begins at home.
Okay.
Whatever you learn or do, you always start from your parents,
Okay.
your siblings. Brotherhood starts from neighbors around you and family members. Growing up as a young man, my father was a politician.
Your father was a politician?
Yes, my father was a politician. And my father used to be the MP for the 6th constituencies in the Upper East, Boku.
Okay.
And he was the first MP.
Okay. In Boko.
In Boku.
Did that inspire you to also say, I'm going to enter into politics?
Yes, it's not just that alone.
Mm-hmm.
It's about what he did for the community and the people.
Okay.
How he served his people, how he served the community, and how he actually sacrificed everything he had
Okay.
to the people in that community. I saw my father in many instances put money in his bag, bring it out, and sit with the money, and people were coming in and just taking and going.
Wow.
Not because he was a politician, but because he had the heart and the feeling to support people. I saw my father in many instances buy trucks of food stuff, rice, maize, bought tractors, motorbike, bicycle, and share it to the community.
In Boko?
Yes, in Boko.
Wow.
So I always ask, Daddy, why are you doing all this? He says the people need it. The people need to be empowered. And when you have the hand that gives, it's better than the hand that takes. So I believe that growing up seeing my dad do all these things inspired me a lot. That actually there were people who were there for others.
Okay.
And not actually take advantage of them. And as a young man, I admired it a lot.
Wow.
I admired it. That people will come to my house and say, MP son.
MP son. You have pleasure.
Yes, yes. I was very happy.
Okay.
Because they called me the MP son alone was enough.
Okay.
It was a good cause.
Okay.
And when they are going out, they all want to hug me.
Okay.
Sometimes some of them will bring me guinea fowl free. Free guinea fowls and granuts and everything. I was getting a lot of gifts.
You were a celebrity in that area?
Yes, I became one.
Okay.
Because I was also nice to the people.
Okay.
I welcome them when they come to the house. I bring them water and they drink, and then.
Oh, as a son?
Yes, as a son, I do bring water for them to sit and wait for my dad. Some of them have me tea and food, and I was enjoying the company.
You were enjoying?
I was really enjoying it.
What one thing? I'm sure all these because politics is a very dangerous job. Someone would say. In all these, what was that one thing that you saw happen to your father, and you said, it nearly gave you a change of mind that I'm not going to take this?
That he won't sleep.
You won't sleep?
No. Sometimes I wake up middle of the night and I see my father sitting down. And I ask him why. And I go to the washroom and I come and see my father sitting down.
Mm-hmm.
And I ask him why. He's thinking about the people.
Wow.
He's thinking about how to solve the people's problem. And sometimes he can stay awake throughout the night just thinking.
Okay.
And I say, then sleep. He will just laugh. He said, when it gets to my turn, I will So sometimes I also don't sleep.
And you've been in meetings since morning?
Yes.
You've been
I'm not
in
even at breakfast.
Wow.
Since yesterday, I've been writing I do write my own statements. I've been writing the statement, going through the statement. And then the whole night I was awake with my wife, and then we're editing and looking at it. And I mean, it's good to have a good partner and a good family who helps and supports you, and to have your party members who are always behind you and rallying behind the things you do. Even this morning when we got here, I had to read the same statement with this party member to look, and they had to also ask their views on people in writing that statement. So seeing my father not sleeping was one thing I was worried about.
You were worried?
Yes, I was worried.
Did that affect you?
A little, because normally every human being should have at least 7 to 6 hours of sleep.
Okay.
And when he gets to the bank and then he comes back, that's when I see the joy in his face.
Okay.
When he's dashing out the money to the people, and the people are happy receiving it. That is when I see smiles and joy.
Okay.
So that's why I was enjoying that thing.
Okay.
It's not like today's politics where people want to take rather than to give. Their time they were giving. They were supporting, they were empowering people, you know, and people would be very happy. I remember when my daddy was going to Hajj, he assembled a lot of people in my community and took them to Hajj for free.
Wow.
And at an instance, I saw him come with tractors. He came with tractors and he was sharing the tractors, combined harvesters.
Okay.
And people were happy. And even he bought some solo motorbikes and he was sharing. And they were calling Ayariga solo motorbikes.
In Boko?
Yes, in Boko.
Okay.
Remember that time, Boko constituency was big.
Was big, okay.
Today divided into 6 constituencies.
Wow.
So he managed the whole 6 constituencies. And luckily enough, because of the good work of my father, my younger brother became MP 3 times.
Your younger brother? 3 times?
3 times, and he didn't have to suffer.
Amazing.
Yes.
But why didn't you decide to be an MP too?
Nah.
Did you decide to be an MP and follow the directions
They're
that
not
your father?
allowed to work with chickens. They're not allowed to work with chickens.
So you are the lion?
Yes.
Okay. You think presidential ambitions are bigger than?
Yes.
Okay. What made you take that bold step? The first time you decided to stand in as a presidential candidate, looking at all the things that will happen, looking at people looking for that in Ghana, especially our part of the world, they will insult you, they will malign you, they will do all that. Taking all that into consideration, the first time that you thought about it, what came to your mind?
You know, I grew up in Germany.
Okay.
At 16, I went to live in school in Germany.
Okay.
And then almost every year I come home for holidays.
Okay.
And every time I come and then make the comparison between lifestyle in Germany and lifestyle in Ghana, or lifestyle abroad and lifestyle in Ghana, then I realized that we are way backward, not because of anything, but because of leadership crisis.
Okay.
So when I get home, then I feel like, what is happening? Backward. So at age 20, I built this house.
20 years?
Yeah, I built this house.
At age 20?
Yes, I built this house. This used to be my bedroom.
Wow.
This is where I used to sleep.
Okay, that kind of there.
Yeah, the corner there.
Okay.
And at 20, I built this house. So you can imagine a young man growing up in Germany and can build a house at age 20. What it means that there were a lot of opportunities available to me at that time.
At that time, okay.
Which was not available to my peers in Ghana.
Okay, exactly.
So I always tell them, why is it that in abroad we make it? And here, our people are struggling. So I started doing a whole lot of things and making a lot of research.
Okay.
And I realized that our biggest problem is leadership.
Leadership, okay.
And over the years, because I've witnessed my dad's leadership skills and style, I always have in mind that one day I'll be president of the Republic of Ghana.
Okay. You always had it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I always said.
So it wasn't a one-time decision, you always had it?
Yes.
Okay.
Listen, watching my dad and his political ambition, I said to myself that 3 things I was going to do. One was to marry a fine lady.
Wow.
Second was to travel abroad. And third, to become a president of the Republic of Ghana.
Wow.
And I achieved all. That's the man with
the president of Ghana.
So I had those ambitions and I was nurturing those ambitions. So it's not just an opportunity for me to get up one day and say, look, I want to be president now.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you look at our situation, we are so rich as a country.
We are.
Very.
As a country,
As a country, we are very rich.
What
We are poor in leadership. That is what is making us suffer.
Okay.
You see, if you are rich and you don't know how to manage, you become a beggar.
True.
So we have become beggars in the 21st century. When we talk of riches, what are the categories of or stages of wealth are we talking about? We're talking about mineral, natural, and human.
Okay.
If you look at the human resource, we're very rich. We have young, talented young men and women out there, brilliant folks out there. When we talk of mineral resources, we have gold, bauxite, diamond, mention it. Mention it. When we talk of natural resources, we have everything, the sea, cocoa, a whole lot. Bauxite, everything we have. How come we're so poor to the extent that we cannot even give 3 square meters to our ordinary citizens? I know you're a Christian, and the Bible says a lack of knowledge, our people perish.
Okay.
So God has blessed us, but the only thing our pastors do is to go to church and pray for certain people to be president instead of praying for the right person to be president.
Okay. The right person.
The right person to be president.
Okay.
You see, when you go to church and you pray, or you go to the mosque and you pray, you ask God to send you the right person. But if you pick somebody and say, this is the person, anointed, you anoint him, and or whether he's right or not, you want that person to be president.
Okay.
Not God.
Do you think Ghana has ever had the right president before? Has Ghana ever had the right
I
president?
think once or twice.
The right president.
Yeah, I would say so. Maybe Nkrumah was the right president.
Okay.
Maybe Rawlings was the right president.
Okay.
Maybe Atamis was somehow the right president, or maybe Kufuor was sometime. They have their shortcomings and they have their challenges, but I will be the best person.
You'll be the best
I'll
person.
become the best person.
What is your definition of a right president?
The right president is the one who is going to support the resources to benefit its people.
Okay.
And move its people from one place to another. To transform the lives of individuals, not being for his own interests.
Okay.
The one who transforms, the one who creates and manages and has vision.
Has a vision.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. We've seen the Sheikh of Dubai. Okay. He took a desert and turned it into a what?
World class.
Forest city.
Okay.
Don't talk about the way. We took a desert and turned it into a forest.
Okay.
And we took forests and turned them to deserts. That's leadership. That's vision.
Okay.
He's just human like us. I met him once and he tells me that, look, he told me that if you want to be the best leader, try to be number 1 in the world.
Okay.
And don't copy. Never accept the second position in life.
Never accept the second position.
Yes. Never want to be a second position. Because if you're second, there's somebody better than you.
Okay.
You always want to be the number 1 and you be better than everybody.
Okay.
And that's how come Dubai and the Arabs, look at what's happening.
Yeah.
Amazing. He said he went to Obasanjo to borrow money.
That's in Nigeria.
Yes, and he was looking for money to transform his country. He went to Obasanjo and Obasanjo told him that this is your desert. If I give you my money, how am I going to get back my money? You live in a desert. How am I going to get my money? He went to UK and got his money.
Wow.
And after a few years, Obasanjo came back to him. And when Obasanjo looked at his town, Obasanjo said he made a big mistake. He has all this and has turned this to benefit his people. And he thought that there's nothing from the desert.
From the desert.
And he told him it is not the desert. It is the leader.
It is not the desert, it is the leader. Okay.
It's the vision. But you country have oil, but you have nothing. You have turned your country to desert.
Insightful. This is thought provoking.
Yeah, so our leaders, look, I just had a press conference and I was asking the press what have we learned from COVID-19 and the Russian-Ukraine war? What lessons have we learned? And it seems the leaders don't even understand that in every crisis you must learn a lesson. You don't learn lessons alone from classrooms.
Okay.
You have to learn lessons from crisis.
Lessons from crisis, of course. Okay.
We're in crisis now. And times like this, people must learn lessons.
Okay.
Today, we are buying fuel at 13 cities, 11 cities. The dollar is 8 cities. Prices of goods keep increasing and skyrocketing every minute. Foodstuffs are on the rise. Fuel prices are on the rise. Our economy is almost collapsing. Saying that Russian Ukraine. Okay, let's assume that there is no Russian Ukraine. How are we going to live our life? We should be able to produce, consume what we can.
What are you going to do different? If you were in this situation as president, do you think you were going to do something
when
different?
COVID came, I will tell you what I'm going to do. When COVID came,
Okay.
I advised that we should study our own nose masks and sanitizers and a whole lot. Now, when government decided to do sanitizers, nose masks, and PPEs, it became an avenue for people to stay and work the government.
Okay.
So sanitizers that were costing in the world market 10 cedis per liter. When we decided to do, we were telling it 20 cedis per liter. So what's the essence of we manufacturing and producing our own? We are producing a machine at a higher cost than even out there.
Okay.
So you see, any opportunity we get, we become corrupt. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Any opportunity we get, we become corrupt. When we are supposed to fix our roads, we will fix the road that is supposed to be fixed for 50 years, we'll fix it for 1 year. And take the same amount of money that could have been used to fix the road for 50 years. So every year we'll keep fixing the roads. And still, how can we build a country like that? The Sheikh of Dubai will build one road and we will never come there again. But we will build one road, tomorrow we are there. And we spend the same amount of, probably higher than what he has spent. Because there's no value for money, there's no check and balances. There's no auditing, there's no accountability, nothing. Everybody is doing jack of all, master of none. Everybody is doing whatever he wants. So if I am president, a lot of people go to jail for others to go to heaven.
Some are
Some will go to hell. Some will, even the Bible says people go to hell. So some must go to hell for others to go to heaven. If I don't send some of you to hell, how are the rest going to go to hell?
But some of them are your friends, and you
If you're a friend,
you can do that. Some of them your classmates.
If you my son, my children, I tell them, if you make a mistake, it's a punishment.
If you make a mistake,
yes, it's a punishment. You don't go to school scot-free. You have to learn. So if my kids get punished, what are you talking about? You be my friend. And that is why I said some must go to hell. For the rest of us, of the people to go to heaven. If we don't do that, all of us will go to hell.
For your healthy and delicious choice of bread, then look no further. These bakery services as your number one and preferred choice for your sugar bread, wheat bread, butter bread, coconut bread. Then these bakery services as your number one and preferred choice. For further information on how to order bread from these bakery services, contact 0508 728 963 or 0508 0966 41. These bakery bread, your healthy and delicious choice. You can locate this bakery at Madina Zongo Junction, Accra.
if we begin to jail corrupt people continuously, the rest of us will sit up.
Okay.
But Ghana is a very free country that people can do anything and get away with it. Those who steal are saluted. Those who rob are given honorary degrees. Those who destroy our country are becoming doctors and engineers. People go to school in order to rob. People are learning to get PhD, not to change the economy and transform the economy, but people are holding PhD degrees just to steal.
Okay.
Somebody goes to school, is working at the office, and he tells you that, oh, he wants to upgrade himself. He's going to federal school. But he's not going because he's bringing ideas to transform. He's going because he wants to get more money and get a position where he can steal.
Are you not saying that because you have money already?
No, I've never worked for government.
Okay.
I've never worked for government. All my life I've worked for myself.
You've worked for yourself.
Yes, so I'm better off than government.
Okay.
At my age, I've done better than government. I've done well for myself.
For yourself.
Than government has done for our country.
Okay.
I'm not 50 years. Government is 60.
Oh, you're not 50 years.
I'm not even 50. Wow. Government is 65. And what have they done for us? He can't even feed his own children. Yeah, at 65, we can't feed our children. At 65, we cannot construct roads. At 65, our schools are under trees. At 65, our children go to the hospitals and don't get to see a doctor or even get medication. And you think that we have done well? At 65, look at our roads. 65 years of independence. When you came, look at the road. Did you use the road?
Yeah, I used the road.
Does it look like a road in Accra?
Not at all.
That's the biggest, the city of Ghana, Accra. Westland. Look at the roads. And you think we have done well as a nation? And you think all these presidents who call themselves president and leaders have done well? They need to be fired and put in jail. Even animals are doing.
Can you put a president in jail?
Of course, there is before me
of Ghana. Do you think it's going to be an easy route for you to take?
If I am the president, any former president can go to jail.
Who comes to your mind when you talk?
I say, if I am president,
as president,
I will check the books.
You're going to check the books.
Oh, of course.
And what if they are?
If I check the books, even the lawyer will go to jail.
He has a lawyer.
A lawyer is just supposed to follow and do the right thing. If you're a lawyer and you are a criminal, you go to jail. My time of presidency will change the surface of Ghana and the world.
We've heard that a lot.
No, you haven't. You haven't. You haven't. If you've heard that a lot, then those who are there must be taken out of the place because they are not doing the right thing. You see, we keep voting and recycling NDC and MPP, believing that they are doing the right thing. Okay. But the point is that if I promise to do ABC and I cannot keep my promise, you take me off. You don't bring me back. You understand what I'm saying? I've lied to you. You've accepted my lie. You have given me power, and then it turns out to be that you are a criminal, you are a liar, you don't even know what you are talking about. And then I come back to you again, and then you give me power. The two of us, who is stupid? Answer.
Wow, I should say it's a rhetorical question.
I leave you with that answer. Because we are the ones who is giving them power. We don't learn. We don't learn. We the citizens, we don't learn. So they've taken us for granted and they are playing football with us.
Okay. Someone will say the other political parties don't have the men.
There is those who have the men have failed. They look for those. They look for those who have the women.
Okay.
If those who have the men have failed you, look for those who have the women.
Interesting.
Of course.
You've stood for more than 5.
No.
How many times?
2 times.
2 times, just 2 times. And you've made a mark in terms of elections and pre-elections. Have you not thought of giving up? Because
how old are you?
Have you not thought of giving?
I said, how old are you?
My age. Okay, I'll be 31 on Sunday.
Good. At your age, I was already wielding millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars.
Yeah. And I became the youngest presidential candidate in Africa and Ghana. at age 39, 40. And I'm still holding the title. Even till date, I'm still the youngest presidential candidate. And you think I should give up and let the old people rule?
It's money enough.
Come on. I'm building
a point.
I'm building a point. And you think that I, the youngest presidential candidate who has the ideas, the vision, and best policies, I should retire. Why? Can you give me a reason why I should retire? Why should I?
Not retire. Give up on.
Why should I give up?
That kind
if
of
I give up, if I give up that kind of election, they will not transform our country.
Okay.
Because that is what we do, and we allow the empty barrels to be leading us. Because we easily give up and forget and go back and sit down. We cannot continue to do that. We have to fight and get there. We have to fight to change our communities.
Okay.
We have to fight to change our way of life. If we don't do that, those who are there will not leave it for us.
Okay.
They will not walk away. They are even reducing their ages in order to look at the president we have. 77. At 77, what are you doing at the presidency? For God's sake, 77. I should be retiring and taking care of my great-grandchildren, not to be sitting at the presidency and making noise, sleeping all the time. At 77.
Maybe he's ruling with experience.
If you become, what experience?
He's ruling with experience.
Then this experience is not good for Ghana.
Maybe he's ruling with experience because just like you, he's being open to government policies and all that. He's being a lawyer.
Have those policies benefited any Ghanaian? We don't benefit from those policies. Those policies are only inured to their benefits, not to the ordinary Ghanaian. Because at age 65, I've been to several countries in the world. And I've seen, if you go to Japan, 5-6 years kids are assembling mobile phones and computers and laptops. If you go to the US, even 10 years kids are assembling these, what do you call it, cameras and other things. And when you come to Ghana, they are playing with sand and toys. And you think that comparativeness, if you compare the two countries and their youth, which particular country do you think is better off or will be better off in the future? Your kids are playing with sand. Their kids are building and manufacturing something that you cannot manufacture as an adult. What the kids are doing, we as a country cannot. Even toothpick, we cannot. Even the cream that you put on your hair to look like Michael Jackson.
To look like
Michael Jackson. Even we have to import. The ladies, their hair, they have to import Brazilian hair. How can we leave our hair, natural hair, beautiful one, and then we keep copying and following? Do you know how many millions of dollars ladies spend just to import hair? Do you know?
Wow.
Do you know how much foreign exchange just for that alone? Do you know how many money ladies put just to look fair and look nice? The creams alone. Do you know? That alone can turn our economy around. Do you know that we spend over $700 million importing rice when we have farmlands?
Just rice.
Rice. We spend $350 million importing fresh tomatoes when we have lands that we can farm tomatoes. Chicken. We spend $430 million importing frozen chicken. Pampers, diapers. $700 million importing diapers. And you think as a country like this, we have the man, that everything that we consume in this country, we import. And that is why Ukraine-Russia war is affecting us badly. Because we have not learned lessons from it, that we should begin to produce and manufacture our own thing. You understand me? Oil. Easy that we can manufacture oil. We spend $375 million in the importation of oil, cooking oil. Now it's going to go up because of the dollar. We spend about $800 million to import every year. So just put all these calculations and all these importations we are doing, sum them up and see how many billions of dollars we are spending in importation. And you want our city to be strong. Nobody is thinking about all this. The rice you eat this morning or the breakfast you took is perfumed rice. But we have parboiled rice, the best rice in the world. Yet we've abandoned that one. We have farmland that we can farm cotton farms in the northern and western region. We have abandoned those while we are importing textile. This is an African way. Even this one, instead of printing it here, we'll go and print it abroad. So what are we doing? Why do we have to respect a government like this? Why do we have to trust a government like this? Shoes, common shoes, we have leather. Instead of doing that, we consume it as willy. Yes, leather. We could have been even if we had signed a contract with any of these automobile companies, let's say BMW or Ford or Toyota, and say Ghana is going to be supplying leather for their cars, we would have been rich. But what do? We cook it and consume it. When others are using it for belts, shoes, bags, adding value to it, we are consuming it. Food. We have cocoa, bauxite, manganese, timber, all the mineral resources. We have given it out to the foreigners, and we have become 21st century slaves. You and I, we are sitting in this office. The white man is sitting in Takpa, mining our gold and taking all the reserves to his country. We have crude in Ghana. Yet we are the country that has the highest price of fuel. Do you understand this thing? It's like a farmer who goes to the farm to harvest his produce. Instead of cooking it for his wife and children to consume, he now takes it to the restaurant owner and sells it to the restaurant man. And the restaurant man takes it and cook. And he gets from his house the money they paid him, which is very small. He now has to look for more money to come and buy that food and eat, when he could have cooked the food himself and eat. This is our situation in Ghana. We have crude, but we import refined oil, when we could have refined it ourselves here. And that is why the price of fuel is going up. That is why the cost of living is going up. That is why everything is going up. Because the moment we are able to stabilize our city, nothing will go up. The moment the price of fuel goes up, boom, everything, including human beings' price will go up.
For your healthy and delicious choice of bread, then look no further. These bakery services as your number one and preferred choice for your sugar bread, wheat bread, butter bread, coconut bread. Then these bakery services as your number one and preferred choice. For further information on how to order bread from these bakery services, contact 0508 728 963 or 0508 0966 41. These bakery bread, your healthy and delicious choice. You can locate this bakery at Madina Zongo Junction, Accra.
Interesting. So my final question, what do you think the youth, damage has already been caused, what do you think the youth that want to enter into politics, what do you think are some of the ingredients for them to imbibe in themselves to get to the top and also make impacts like you have in the field of business, politics and entrepreneurship?
The youth need to understand that there's no future for them if they don't wake up.
If they don't wake up?
If they don't wake up. Because there's no future. I don't see future for the youth. Where's the future for them?
Wow.
Because if you look at Ghana's economy today, and you ask yourself, where are we going? Nobody knows where we are going. So if you don't know where you are going, how will you know when you get there? Or when will you know when you get there? If you didn't know the road to my office here, when will you get here? This is the scenario of Ghana. We don't know where we are going. Those in power are just consuming and taking without a roadmap without a future program, without a development plan for the youth to take over. So our country is doomed. No policy direction. No, I mean, what are we doing with our young men? In other jurisdictions, the curriculum of education and syllabus is designed to match their future needs and wants. But in Africa, our curriculum of education is designed to teach us how to speak English and write exams and pass. So the white man has come just to teach us English and mathematics, 2 plus 1. Then we say 3, 3 plus 3. Then we say 6. That's it. He's taught us that. But in actual sense, we need to use science, technology, engineering, mathematics to begin to design what we need and what we want. Even farmlands, we cannot produce. Fertilizer, we are waiting for Ukraine. Wheat, we cannot. We have maize, but we have not designed a way of even using maize for porridge. So we have to get wheat. Using maize for, bread, we have to wait for wheat. Millet is it's a very a solid ingredient for the body. It's now out of the system because everybody wants to live like Medemewaha, Obo. So everybody wants perfume rice. Everybody wants oats. Everybody wants to drink custard. Cornflakes. You see, we are shifting our consumption pattern to make other people rich and make us poor. We are adapting the lifestyle of the whites and abandoning our lifestyle, thereby increasing revenue for them. Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope you understand.
I understand what you're saying. Wow. Interesting. I've been talking to Dr. Hassan Ayariga. He's the founder and leader of All People's Congress, APC, where they say all-inclusive governance. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you too.
Maybe we'll do this another time. When you become president, we'll come and...
My pleasure. If you campaign well, advocate my policies and visions, you realize that if you sit with me, you're not only listening to the conversation, you are enjoying the conversation at the same time you are worried.
Very well, especially the last part.
Yes. You should be enjoying the conversation at the same time you should be worried because I'm exposing the rot in the system and opening your eye to the deficiencies we have in our government.
Interesting. Thank you so much. Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much. Well, my name is Felix Dadzie. Thank you so much. This has been Inspiration with Felix Dadzie. And we just spoke to Dr. Hassan Ayariga. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll do this some other time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.